Alright, so last time we just talked to these statues that turned out to be alive, and also the thirsty boys.
Alright.
Oh, I was selecting the skull, that's why I can't cut it. Have you found the flask of which I spoke? Yeah. Found it before I even met you. A note of eagerness creeps into Glive's dead voice. You have it. Pour some sugar on me. Pour some of its water across my lips, and I shall tell you what I promised to tell you. Here you go. The clear water from the flask trickles across the stone lips, diluting the filthy flow that spews from the holes. As you watch, the ditch's water slowly dissipates entirely, the dirty taint of it replaced by clear, fresh water. Glyve groans in ecstasy. After a moment, he says, "Do you wish your answer now or later?" "Give it to me now." Seek out the woman called Nemel. She resides in the clerk's ward in Upper Sigil. I know not where exactly. Best of luck in your quest, immortal. The voice seems to fade as it speaks to you. I had some questions.
My journal.
The stone face is silent. A trickle of clear water runs from the corner of its eye. The grimace carved into the face has loosened. Live? Very well then.
You know, boss, I was getting really sick of these constant pauses. Anyway, it's a good thing he's shut up now.
Very funny, Mort. Let's go.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Ding, 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 ding. 4 hit points, 2 more bonus, more hit points, fighting gooder. Okay. Ding, ding, level 16. Alright. Back to the crypt, back to the Married Village. So I don't think we've been to that specific crypt yet. Oh. The corpse jerks visibly, as if electric current ran through it, and a gassy sigh escapes its mouth. Greetings. The corpse babbles with its liquefied tongue, and you cannot understand a single word. Forget this, then. The body is twisted and bent as if in terrible pain. Where's the Kjarps? Oh, did it wear off? Who was talking to me? I guess I clicked on him on accident. Greetings. A lot of corpses have something to say. If you listen carefully enough, this ability can be used on most undead creatures as well as corpses you may find during your journey. Stories bone tell has no effect on the recently departed. But I can't? I think I'm supposed to cast it on the target, not on myself, maybe? Oh, look at that thing go everywhere. Who are you?
What's up? Sure, why not?
All right.
Maybe they're saying I have to come back with a tongue for it to talk to it? But like I specifically have the ability to talk to corpses, so you think, and I use that to specifically be able to talk to somebody that was hard to understand, so you think I'd be able to understand them. But I guess not. The Mosaic Crypt.
All right.
These caps are rusted to the ground and cannot be opened. It looks like they controlled airflow into the crypt. The names and warnings inscribed into the stone have been chipped away into illegibility. Ah. The inlaid metal of the mosaic floor seems to be sitting in a slight depression. It looks like it has scraped the color from the tiles around it. Hit by acid? Did it not work? The container is locked. I guess this is the whole place.
Done.
Oh, hi. No, not this. Don't hit the skull. God damn it. I really wish this was better implemented. Because the way he behaves just doesn't make sense.
Huh? Okay.
He 100% should at least aggro on an enemy first. And then be like, oh shit. I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna hit other people now. But he literally opens by attacking his own ally before the fight even actually starts. Like, it mechanically starts because the moment you aggro, the like battle music plays and a fight starts. But it should absolutely, his ability should absolutely be triggered by actually being in a real fight and like some kind of actual hit happening that would spike his adrenaline and send him into a rage. Can I use that on here? I don't understand this ability. Now it's letting me cast it on someone, but it doesn't do anything still. Seemingly.
I'm gone.
Uh-oh.
Sure, why not?
Haha, I'm in danger. Okay.
Damn. I'm hurt.
I'm not going to survive this, am I?
I'm hurt.
Nope. Get disintegrated, bruh.
Done.
Door is locked. The guy who bars my way is named Bar, literally. You got what Pharad's wanting, Burke? Yeah. Show it to me, Burke, and I'll raise the gate. But not until, right? Show it to him. Alright, come back in.
Alright.
I kind of thought that he might try to take credit. Like, I'll only let you in after you give it to me. And then he gets to claim victor. Although I don't think anyone would believe that he got it. Given the circumstances. Hell, it kind of feels like I was sent on a suicide mission. Because the chances of me succeeding at how I did seem very unlikely. Ah, co-ops. Pharad turns as you approach, his crutch clacking on the cobblestones of the court. He licks his lips and smiles expectantly. Have you brought me what I asked for? The bronze sphere? Here it is. Pharad's eyes gleam as you hand him the bronze sphere. He touches it gingerly, almost reverently. You, he chuckles. Ah, corpse. Such a gamble you were, and paid off handsomely you have. How was I a gamble? What did you have to lose? Pharad studies his reflection in the sphere and tisks. The years have been cruel to me, I see. I did what you asked, Pharad. Now I want some answers. Pharad doesn't even look at you as you speak. His attention is swallowed by the sphere he holds. Yes, yes, ask your questions. Pharad turns the sphere in his hands. Very important, your questions. What do you know about me? Why was I told to seek you out? Pharad studies you with a critical eye. Stay your weapons for what I'm about to say, corpse, for it could be your ears will take offense. Pharad smiles wickedly. My ears no longer care, but yours are still fresh for the burning, it seems. Tell me, Pharad, I'm losing patience. The truth. Pharad's tone softens, as if cajoling. The truth was stretched a bit from my mind to my tongue when we first spoke, corpse. In all terrible honesty, I know little about you. He raises a withered finger. Yet, hear me out. Pharad, this better be worth hearing. You're a cutter who plays at being dead, as I see. Pharad squints at you. Some time ago you came to me, like you are now, but not. Just strolled right into Ill-Wind Court and said you wanted an audience with me. An audience with you. Aye, an audience. Pharad chuckles, like whispering sand. Like I was royalty. He seems amused, but there's an edge to his voice. You knew the right things to say, you did. Oh yes, you spoke the chant like a governor, born and true, and I listened. What did I want from you? Pharad gives a mock bow, his crutch creaking as he leans against it. Oh, Pharad, great collector, king, you says. I have come before you to request a boon. A boon, I says. What could I offer a man of such obvious strength? Enough with the false pleasantries, Pharad. What did I want? Pharad wags his crooked finger. And you asked for a strange thing. You says, Lord Pharad, I ask for courtesy. Your collectors roam throughout the hive. If they should find my body, I want it kept safe. That is all I ask. Pharad shrugs. A simple boon. I see. And is that all you know? Before you speak, you suddenly feel a prickling in your skull as Pharad speaks the word boon, and the smell of blood and fear rushes through your nostrils. Pharad is hiding something that happened in the past, involving you, and it scares him. The boon he granted you was no simple matter. So you granted my boon just like that. There's nothing to be gained from it for you. Why did you even agree to do it? Pharad falls silent for a moment. A dead man can keep no promises, and promises to a dead man are easy enough to make, corpse. You're a merchant, Pharad, not a Samaritan. There must be some other reason. Aye. Pharad's face suddenly peels back in fury, his skin flushing red. After you'd strung up a score of my blood on the hive walls to die, I had enough reason to promise you the plains themselves. Then your butchering self comes to my home, my kip, to demand a boon of me. Pharad calms himself, though his face is still flushed. I agreed. So a past version of us killed a bunch of those people, and then a later version of us that didn't remember that was asking for a boon, because we don't even know who we've wronged in the past. I am sorry for your people, Pharad, for what that's worth. Pharad tisks. No matter. Them bodies served me well enough. The Dusties pay the same for fresh debtors as for old. Was that the only reason you agreed to my request? You knew things about me. Things only I knew. You knew I was greedy for something beneath the sigil, and you put a name and a picture to it. The bronze sphere, you said. I didn't think you would fetch it for me, he chuckles. Yet did you? Aye, the planes turn in strange ways. And that's all you know? All I know? Nay, but it's all I know about you, corpse. Fine. Next question. What did you take off my body after I died? I? Pharad licks his lips. Why, I took nothing, corpse. His face splits in a grin. Then I wasn't the one that found your body. Who did? Pharad's smile widens, pulling the pasty folds of flesh back from his face like a curtain. My daughter, the rose of my eye, the sweetest of my family, the sharpest wit of them all. He licks his dry lips and sighs in mock sadness. Such a cruel tongue on her. Oh, it's gonna be the one that yells at us at the surface. Your daughter? Who?
Updated my journal.
My darling girl, Annah. She found you, dead as deader can be, in a place where most collectors wouldn't go for a mountain of coppers. Could be she plucked something off you, could be not. He leans in, shaking his head. You'll have to ask her. Or it's not her da's place to say. Annah? All right, I'll ask her. Where is she? Where's Annah? Pharad shrugs. She's hiding in the shadows here, I expect, listening to us trade and chant. I called for her after you went below. Had to ask her if you were really in the dead book when she found you or not. He chuckles dryly, then takes a deep breath and calls out to darkness. Annah, stop mithering in those shadows and come greet our guest. She is here.
I feel stronger.
Oh, what now?
Yeah, we met her early on, and I figured she'd become a party member, and then it became even more obvious she'd become a party member. Is this gonna somehow happen in this scene? You turn to see a striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armor. You didn't even hear her enter the chamber. If you're supposed to set out how stealthy her appearance was, that's a little offset by having the camera carefully watch her enter. Her right arm is covered with a series of interlocking plates that look as if they were taken from the skin of some creature, and a horned shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a tail that is flicking back and forth as you watch. You're Annah. I met you in the hive outside the mortuary, correct? The girl ignores you and turns to Pharad. What's this about, then? I'm not playing the leash pull with this scarred dog, so I'm not. Get one of your old gullies to do it. Annah, rose of my eye, have I not taught you to respect the dead? A thin smile worms across Pharad's face, and he makes a slight bow towards you. This resourceful corpse needs to know where you found him. Eh? What's she on about? She squints at you. He's not a deader. Ah, yes, my mistake. Pharad nods, then his voice drops dangerously. Yet, my darling Annah, that still makes it your mistake, for this one only had 1 foot in the dead book when you brought him to me. He taps his crutch against the flagstones with a light tap. He woke up, sought me out. Most embarrassing. So? Annah glances at you, then shrugs. He should be playing deader on a hive while I'm about, or he'll wake up in a Dusty's arm, he will. Enough of this. Where did you find my body? Show him where you found his body, Annah. Pharad taps his crutch again for emphasis. Take him to the haunted alley. Pharad studies Annah for a moment, then grins and turns to you. If you happen to lose my darling Annah on the way to the alley, corpse, you can come back and see Pharad. I'll guide you.
Updated my journal.
Shh. Annah sneers at Pharad, then throws a glance at you. Come on, then, and keep your steps quick, Jig. I've little time to waste with Alexia. Very well, let's head there now. Now where am I? Are we back upstairs? Annah points to a door in front of you. Through there's where you want to be. Alright, let's head in. At least this person's not an enemy. Where are we? Oh, we're right next to the smoldering corpse bar and all that. Okay. And just like that, she's a party member. Awoo! Let's see. That's funny, this is the thugs. I specifically put off going in that room because I wanted to finish up this town a little bit later after making a little story progress. And that's actually where the story was leading to me next, apparently. That's pretty funny. My inventory is full of nonsense. Just so much nonsense. Although I guess I can offload some of it now. Multi-class? How do I multi-class? Although old school multi-class means making slower progress across each of the classes, if I remember correctly. Mage level 5, fighter level 5, fighter thief level 4. What's her health? 38. So lower. I feel like multi-classing had a lot of downsides in 3.5. And I've never seen anything about it anywhere else, so I don't really know how it worked in other things. Better save throws, spell memorization abilities, one characteristic. Yay! Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I probably don't want to be a mage, do I? Yeah. Because charisma, I got used to charisma because I play sorcerers. And then wisdom is for druids. I forgot that intelligence even existed. I'm like, of course, there's yeah, because there's another mental score. And it's my lowest score. So I really don't want to be a mage, do I? I want to find some other spellcaster to be. Intelligence gives you more dialogue options. Does wisdom do that? Not necessarily. Yep. People were pointing out how bad I fucked up, and I'm like, oh no. I did do a goof, didn't I? Okay. I think people have also said that it's pretty easy to get really overpowered in this game. So some of these mistakes early on probably aren't that costly. But I think I am about to go switch back to Thief if I can. Whoops. As much as I would like to have mage armor and everything, all of my... Having a low intelligence, I believe, means that all of my 2-hit scores are going to be just utterly trash.
What's up?
So if I can't land attacks on anyone, then most of my spells are going to be kind of useless.
Damn.
Quickly.
I'm gone.
Unusable item placed in backpack. Was it my... Alright, so what am I? Level 5 thief. Right around where I was a minute ago. Kind of just eating into my stuff. I think I might be keeping my health ups a bit though. +2 wisdom, +2 charisma. +2 dex. Guess might as well put the other one on her. Annah's punch daggers 1 to 4. Efficiency fists. +2 AC. Oh yeah, this is the mage earrings. Those aren't going to be usable for a while. Usable by fighters. Fighter thief. Does being a thief also mean she can't use other weapon types? She only has fist weapon proficiency. Well. Shit. Well, at least there's that. Oh, wait. I should sell off my earrings.
Done.
Do. Those are the generics. Decanter of endless water. That should be very useful soon. Let's see. Aid. Oh no. Whoa. My screen flashed. That was weird. Oh. Okay. So I learned something.
All right.
A few things. So you can remove a cursed item at her, which is good. But you then have to unequip that item. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Okay.
Weapons not
Around.
doing a damn thing.
Around.
I'm hurt.
No.
Weapons not doing a damn thing.
Weapon's not doing a damn thing. Him aggroing on that particular enemy is rough. But otherwise, usually kind of helpful to be like this.
Well, I grew
Sure,
up
why
here.
not?
Not a pleasant childhood, mind you.
Not a pleasant childhood.
I'm gone.
Oops. I accidentally threatened him. I could use what you have in the cash box, then I'll be going. Why most certainly. He reaches into the cash box beneath the counter, cracks the lid and fishes around inside. His hand emerges with a few coins, which he gives to you. I hope you feel some small measure of guilt for this action. Without those meager funds, this branch office will be unable to cover its costs. My heart bleeds for you, farewell. Well, I don't want that. I picked it on accident. Didn't technically change my alignment, but it probably did in the... Oops. Probably will in the long term. I'm now a thief.
What's up?
Aye?
I definitely hoped to save the load wasn't going to send me this far back. Ah! Please trigger the thing. Okay.
Okay.
Hello? Gotta go down here anyway.
I'm
Oops.
gone.
But the click wasn't causing anything. Okay. That's why I reflexively hit quick save all the time. But this time I didn't. There we go. I remembered it being the second option, but apparently it's the second option after you ask for questions. So I accidentally threatened him for money. I'm like, that's not in character. That's just me going too fast through conversations I've done too many times.
I'm gone.
Alright, let's go back to trying to recruit characters at the smoldering bar. And then I'll then I'll go on with the story again. I bet I can fix you. Examine the smoldering corpse. Greetings. I do have the decanter of endless water. Do I tell Drusilla about it? What about this decanter? Word has it's endless. Typo, I think. Word has. Oh. No, it's no. Word has it. It's endless, right? Yeah, that's correct. Yes, use that on him, and he'll be sure to come free. Oh, my Ignis, I await you. She pauses for a moment, dread in her eyes. Do you know the command word? Not yet. Then go find it, I implore you. She tugs on your arm. Her eyes have taken a frantic sheen of madness. I will. Farewell. The command word? What? What's a command word? What? I've already used this decanter before, didn't I? Is the command word for the decanter or for Ignis? Sorry, what? When will you free Ignis? As soon as I can get this to him. They say this decanter holds an endless supply of water. What is the command word? Luke says to seek out a woman named Namel in the clerk's ward so I can find the word that will unleash the full power of the decanter of endless water. That's what that was about. Okay. In the clerk's ward? I don't know where that is yet. It's somewhere over here. Do I know of other doors for getting around? So this may not be accessible for now. Daikon, Morte, Annah, Daikon. This guy over here. The man before you is old. His dry, yellow skin has the scars of one who has traveled everywhere and never rested long in any place. His pinched face is inhumanly angular, and his ears sweep out from his skull, tapering in points. He wears a loose-fitting orange tunic, and a strange, shimmering blade is strapped across his back. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive made of stone metal, made of some metal whose surface swirls like a film of oil in a pond. Greetings. The man turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. He stares through you, and for a moment, you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns a dead, flat black, mirroring the man's eyes. Are you all right?
Hail, traveler.
His voice is quiet and somber, like a wind whispering through the branches of a great tree. Hail.
Your eyes have the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place.
You could say that. The man's gaze does not waver from yours. I am known as Daikon. The emphasis he places on the word known strikes you as odd, yet familiar at the same time. You are not known to me. You are not known to me. We are beneath the same sky in this matter, then. Daikon is silent for a moment, still studying you with his coal-black eyes. The planes number many infinities, yet you are here. I would know why you have come to this city. I'm looking for answers. I have many questions. Speak your questions. I will hear you. Your features are unfamiliar to me. What are you? A Githzerai. A Githzerai? A Githzerai is one of the people. One of the people. A Githzerai. Okay. Yes, but what are the Githzerai exactly? Daikon is silent for a moment, then speaks. Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on Time's blade before I recited a fraction of the histories of our people. I don't need to know your histories, but I would know of your people as they are now. Daikon is silent for a moment. No, this, and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon the shifting blade of limbo. With a deft motion, Daikon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. There, we mold the matter of limbo with our minds. We forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch, a series of rippling waves of metal begin to roll forth from the center of the blade. The pitch and crest of the waves match the inflections of Daikon's voice. In its chaos we dwell, with only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Githzerai. They mold limbo with their minds. What is that blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a Karak blade. It is an object that lets others know the rank of the wielder. Karak? What does that mean? Daikon falls silent a moment, as if searching for the correct words. In your tongue, the closest translation is chaos matter. The people may shape it with their thoughts. With their thoughts. Karak is not shaped by heat, but by knowing oneself. It is a mirror that reflects the will of the wielder on its surface and in its edge. When one knows themselves, the blade is strong, harder and stronger than steel. When one does not know themselves, the blade is as water, formless and weak. What rank does the blade signify? The blade is a symbol called by the Zerth. A Zerth is one who knows the words of Zerthemon. And in knowing the words of Zerthemon, they know themselves. Zerthamon. Zerthamon founded our race. He knew the Githzerai before they knew themselves. He defined the people. He gave them one mind. They got special knowledge blades. So it's like defined by his certainty and faith, and if he is shaken, then he might not be able to use his weapon anymore. It ties into everyone being able to shape the world around them via intent, which is what makes me worried about the Dustman. You seem to place a special emphasis on knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure or flesh, their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And if a man does not know himself, when a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, that which he touches is flawed. Daikon pauses. It is said that what a flawed man sees, his hands make broken. Do you know yourself? Daikon falls silent. His coal-black eyes take on the same distance that you noticed when he first spoke. I ask again, do you know yourself? When Daikon speaks again, his voice has changed. His words echo, like a great stone dropped into a chasm. It looks like he is forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. He does not want us to know whether or not he knows himself. I thought that the weapon would indicate that he needs to, but I suppose not. Perhaps I was being too kind, phrasing it as a question. Tell me? Damn. Oops, I almost clicked on an accident. What can you tell me about this city? It is known by the name Sigil. Among the people, it is known as the city that does not know itself. It doesn't know itself? What do you mean? The city exists, but it does not know itself. In not knowing itself, its existence is flawed. How is it flawed? The city exists in opposition to itself. It has set itself apart from the planes, yet it seeks to be everywhere at once. Its walls are doors, yet it keeps those doors locked. Such an existence tells of a thing that does not know itself. In not knowing itself, it is flawed. Are you flawed? Ah! What if the city is not flawed? A thing does not need to be ordered and have a purpose to know itself. One of those contradictions are strengths you cannot see. To your question, a question. What if the city is flawed and you see its contradictions all around you? To your question, a question. You claim this city's existence is flawed. You have accepted this rather than explore the possibility that something greater may exist that suggests you are flawed, and that you do not search for knowledge, but only for a convenient answer. Daikon falls silent. There is no knowing the answer to the questions we have asked, yet the city exists. That is all. Yet I would maintain that we know ourselves by the questions we ask and the ones we do not. If we cease asking questions and accept only what we can perceive, then we will cease to know ourselves. Daikon's voice has changed silently, become heavier. Such words have been spoken before. I have heard them and know them. Where have you heard them? The words are mine. Once, I knew them, and knew their meaning. I had forgotten them until you spoke. Daikon's gaze travels through you, and his blade stops shimmering, bleeding of all color until it is translucent. There is a moment of silence, then Daikon looks up at you. I would travel your path with you. I accept. An extra blade would be welcome.
Your path is mine.
Strangely enough, his voice seems distant, and it echoes, as if he was speaking from across a great distance. Well now. Hello, party member. We just doubled our party this episode, from 2 to 4.
Endure.
Endure.
Enduring grow strong.
He's a fighter mage. We're heavy on the multi-classing, huh? Look at all its inventory. The Unbroken Circle of Zerthemon. Usable only by Daikon. This small round stone is the Unbroken Circle of Zerthemon. The Unbroken Circle is a Zerth religious text containing teachings of Zerthemon, the founder of the Githzerai people. The circle is made of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another. Depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow in the path of the teachings, it is said that some Zerths spend years poring over the combinations of the plates, looking for new significance in the teachings. Daikon seems to use the text as a means of focusing his spellcasting abilities, for he pores over the tablet occasionally, memorizing the words. The small round stone appears to be a religious text that Daikon carries. It is made of a series of interlocking circles that fold from one another. The complexity of the plates and the intricacy of their links prove the text was constructed by a master artisan. You can't figure out how to unlock the plates, however.
I hear your words.
The Whispering Flask invokes aid, +2 strength. Didn't somebody else have a Githzerai item? Can any of these items be used? Only usable by lawful good characters. One to 4 piercing, 2 to 5 piercing. That's a better dagger than that one then. Where did it go? Where did it go? Should have sold that. Window for piercing. 1 to 4 piercing, the same item. But only she can use that one because it's hers. But these are the same, but otherwise different. Proficiency fists. 2 to 4 crushing. Why not? Not usable by mages, proficiency fists, so she should be able to use this, right? I don't know why she can't use stuff. And you can't use these earrings, but you're a mage. Oh, usable only by Nameless One. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't get anything else to work. Did this automatically go to his inventory? I think I had an item like this. Maybe I sold it because I didn't know if I'd get a chance to use it. This container holds a peculiar powder called Whispering Motes, loose translation of the Gith expression, a form of healing powder commonly used by the Githzerai in the plane of Limbo. When the stopper is pulled and the spice touched on the skin of a wounded person, the spice travels through the injured person's body, generating raw matter to fill up the holes in the physical form, no matter how small or large. In order for the spice to work, the user must concentrate on its healing effects. With the proper discipline, a practiced Githzerai can even heal the greatest wounds. In addition to its curative properties, it is also the element in several of their rites of passage. It is believed that the spice also fills in the holes in a person's psyche, removing doubts and giving them focus and perfect. Is it reusable?
I cannot part with that. I cannot part with that.
You can't pick that item up at all. Dakon's Zerth Blade, Chained Blade. 2-9 slashing, +1 AC, +1 Thaco, which I think is hit. Speed 7, meaning it's slow. On the Githzerai's home planet of Limbo, solid matter is something of a rarity. Limbo itself is a soupy mass of elements, and only through a force of will can the Githzerai shape these elements into stable matter. A substance called Karak is a material that can be shaped with the mind. Dakon's blade is composed of this substance. Through mental discipline alone, Daikon maintains the integrity of the blade. He can shape it slightly depending on his skill, adjusting its length, sharpness of edge. Presumably as he gains levels, you're just gonna say explicitly the game mechanic, he may be able to manipulate the blade in new ways. It is not known whether old Githzerai's Zerth carry such weapons. Certainly, a weapon that depends on the integrity of the wielder would be entrusted only to those who have learned to discipline themselves. This blade appears to have special religious significance to Daikon. Daikon has wound a series of parchments around the hilt of the blade. These appear to be mantras dedicated to Zerthamon. Maybe you can't change the weapons of your characters?
I'm gone.
They seem pretty stuck on them. Got the bartender? Did I talk to you yet? You see a leather-skinned man with just a hint of ashen color to his face. His teeth seem sharper than normal, and his eyes are filled with the boredom that comes from having seen too much. His voice is nasal and clipped.
You again? What do you want this time?
You again? What do you mean?
Yeah, you again. You got a hearing problem or something now? You was in here about 15 years ago, got all bubbed up, smashed up the place, and left a pile of coin that wasn't enough to pay for the damages. So you plucked out your own bleeding eyeball and tells me you'll be back to reclaim it when you got 200 coins together. With 15 years of interest, you got about 500 coins. You got that, Jink, pal?
500? That's ridiculous. Alright, here.
It's a deal.
He produces a darkened, wax-stoppered, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. You hear a sound of a liquid sloshing around inside it, along with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent nearly makes you gag. Floating in the viscid muck is an eyeball. You better figure out what you want to do with that. Now you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put a pickled egg in the jar for all the good it'll do. Make up your mind, Cutter. Pickled egg or not. Tear out your eyeball and place this one in the socket. Without a moment's hesitation, you reach into your socket and pop your eye into the palm of your hand. The bartender helpfully severs the optic nerve and directs your hand to the jar of goo that sits in the bar. You deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one, and slide it into your empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible. After a moment, though, you can feel the optic nerve reattaching itself to its new eye, and suddenly, you are hit by a flash of memory. Absorb it. A vast expanse of chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretches before you. A group of humanoid vultures plummeting towards you, cruel weapons ready to strike, and your own shining blade clutched tight in your fist. 3 tufts surround you, in the colors of an enemy you can't quite place. Long daggers glisten in their hands, and the light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands, and know that soon they'll be covered in blood. An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding over, through, under, chaos stuff, headed for you with a mouth full of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter and pin the creature to a sudden stone plinth. You have recalled some of your lost fighting skills. Proficiency points increased permanently. Just in general? Weapon proficiency? Unused slots 4, fist and edged plus. There's so much going on stat-wise, it's kind of vague when they just say it like that, but I don't know. Character stronger. I'll take it. Why not? Who are you?
Me? I'm Barkus, owner and keeper of this place.
What is this place?
Didn't you see the sign up front? Didn't you see the Burke burning over the furnace when you came in? It's the smoldering corpse cutter, best damn bub house in the Sigil. At least it's the best damn bub house in this part of the hive, which makes it one of the best in Sigil. Hell, they got fancy places with plants and such in the ladies' ward, and they got fiendish taverns and salted around the rest of the hive, but none of them got the character of the smoldering corpse.
Let's see. I want something to drink.
What do you want? I got your basic beer for a copper, bitters for 2, mead for 4. We got we got water straight from the elemental plane for 8 copper. Got Orbirian fire wine and fire seed for 10. Cursed heart wine for 8, and Bator's own whiskey for 20.
Information.
Hurry it up, will you? I got paying customers.
You know. Whiskey. He places a shot of some steaming substance that looks like boiling urine in front of you. The fumes that waft your way, however, are exquisitely tempting. The taste, though, is nearly unbearably hot. It is as smoky as the scent. The feel of the liquor burning its way through your gut is nearly painful. Yet even this pain is sweet. The barkeeper's eyes widen.
Still standing. Most people can't even make it halfway through the first shot.
Most folks can't do what I can. Farewell. Like, bro, I cut out my eye right in front of you. Be really impressive if whiskey dropped me at that point.